Hello, good echo. You're here so quickly, my good friend. I'm quite surprised. How things be? I gotta farm NA Loki, so this is gonna be gonna be interesting for show, for show. Oh, let's see. When's the live stream? In about like 3 hours. We got a lot to discuss before that, so hence. Hmm. Not as cool as the League of Legends vibe one. She. How should we want to proceed this? Probably just would let my phone charge a little bit more. After my phone charges a little bit more, we'll definitely let it cook a little bit more here. Where's my other socks? I was getting food, socks, warmers, all ready to go. Cause my God, I'm getting old, Dio. Ooh wee, ooh wee. Body is old. You miss me? I missed you too. Ugh. Posted the live stream. Now we just gotta post to post till we post to post. And we keep posting till we can't post no more, Dale. Okay. やってみるか。Things have took quite the turn, huh? Hello, power. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Mr. Kick Guy. Love to see the bot working as intended, Dial.
Incorporated.
Your house is haunted, but the rent is cheap. Is crazy. Hello, Tushuk, Tushinator. I sub. Well, thanks for the sub, my friend. I hope you're ready for this amazing day that is about to be FGO. While that's happening, let me kind of get the thing set up here. How did I capture my game? Was it through Scrippy? It was through Scrippy, isn't it? Yeah. I have to just adjust Scrippy then. What constitutes Scrippy? Is that window capture? It should be. Yeah. And then once Scrippy gets added, we're gonna add a filter that is a 3D panel into I think it's apply LUT to make it very generically spooky. My lord. The race definitely didn't last too long. Yeah, it's a little sad about it. I wish they lasted at least a couple more hours, but it is what it is. I really did not have too much chance to farm, which sucks because I had a lot of IRL shit in the way, so. But it is what it is. But yeah, make sure you guys log into FGO every day on both JP and NA. Right now, they're just giving free stuff away 24/7, so it's just good to have. And I hope everybody's enjoyed their wonderful time. Who are you guys gonna grand? Tell me all about it. What grand you guys are gonna bust out? Right now, like I said, I'm just kind of letting my phone charge a little bit here. Should have charged it a little bit a while ago, but it deactivated, so I gotta fucking recharge it again. I was the silly boy, you see. And it doesn't do raids like JP does, though. It's true. Like, it was slow, but I definitely wanted a little bit more time. So I'm glad that it kind of lasted the entire day-esque, but I wish it lasted just a little bit more. Because now I'm fucked. Now I gotta farm 90 plus and shit. 90 plus is just not that efficient, Dio. Compared to the free raid mats. The delicious raid mats. Oh, I say, Shayo. I better bust out my YouTube. Doobie. Yeah, if you guys don't know, in about, what, 2 hours? Not even. We're going to have a Grandmaster event, so we're going to be doing a little bit of translation action as always. You know how it be. You know how it goes, baby. But are you guys did you guys roll for the writer? Like, he's a pretty good. Did you roll for the writer, or are you guys waiting for the rulers to come out? Because I think a lot of people are waiting for the second banner ruler. So not a lot of people have their event CE on and shit. Like me. I don't have event CE on until the second banner for sure. I got him. Hey, how many rolls did that take you? I hope it ain't too crazy. Man, we're finally getting Prelude. It's kind of crazy. We're getting a prologue to the final chapter, and on top of that, we're getting a Grandcaster battle. Man, oh man. I can't wait. And it's funny too, because a lot of the event sequence starts to make sense after the Christmas of this year. So NA people are kind of out of the loop until Christmas. By the way, I got Avenger Nobu on 1 paid Saint Quartz. Nice. Hey, good shit. Are you going to MP5 her? Power. Nice flex. Show proof. You know how it be. I got him in a half a pack. Not bad at all. Not bad. So who do you think you're going to be granding your casters, chat? I see in the Japanese chat here, there is some people saying they're going to grand their Geronimo. They're going to be granding a lot of things. Oh me, oh my. Sunday I'll MP5er. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, right now they had ordeal call 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty lit. But yeah, there's the scheduling. This entire schedule is going to consist of us doing the prologue to the caster. Then we're going to have 2 weeks of Grandcaster. And then after Grandcaster is over, we go straight to final chapter. And then after final chapter, something probably is going to happen on December 31st. So I hope you're ready. Worst case they can do is prolong it to December 31st. So it should be fine. Apparently there is an update for JP for FGO if you go to the Google Play Store. Yeah, because whatchamacallit, they have to give you an update for the prologue and the Grandcaster, so you do have to update your phone. If you guys haven't done it already, make sure you do so. If there is an update, I'm gonna need to ask, I think, Zulog. It's either Zulog or Zug Zug to give me the the latest whatchamacallit, XAPK for JP. So I can get that shit rolling. But yeah, right now, everybody and their mom has a caster drop rate. Who you guys want to, gotcha is totally up to you. Make sure you guys gotcha accordingly. To be honest, I don't think I have... Do I have an MP5 caster? I think the closest one would be Castoria, which is an MP3. I've never really hard gotcha for a caster besides Castoria. So who's your guys' grand? Tell me about this. Who you gonna grand power when it comes to NA? I feel like we have a lot of options, but simultaneously, I feel like we have little options as a caster. I might low-key coup caster. This is a very interesting banner here. I feel like this banner is a cannon banner. And I am going to be interested in see how well they're going to play that out. The reason why I say this is a canon banner, because she, if you read Okuni's story, she's like Musashi. She's a drifter. If you play, well, technically NA will know later. She's technically a semi-canonical to JP story. And then you've got quote-unquote data collision or replacement of Odin here. Kind of been chillin'. Dubs, what is ETOH? I don't know acronyms whatsoever, my son. I probably have played it before, but I don't, I'm an old boomer, so you got to be speaking to me in English, not in no coded language. Skasa and Oksta are both waifu to me. There's no Oksta caster, my son. I don't know what you're talking about. You might be a little delulu on that one. I can see Skasaha, but you don't see Skasaha here. You see Skadi. How you doing, Anagora? Welcome, welcome. Hey, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And if you can do me a favor, chat, share the stream. Because clearly I'm getting shadow banned. And I'm getting shadow banned and definitely getting ban targeted by others. So only you can help me promote my stream, sadly. Because, yeah, I think I'm shadow banned on Twitter. Kind of wild. I'm doing well. Hey, fantastic to hear, brother. Dude, we got so much good news, it's crazy. We got season 2 of Tanya. Holy shit. Season 2 Tanya, yippee. Hey, thank you so much for the Raiderino Cappuccino there, friend. Riker Prime. Greetings indeed. I hope you're doing swell. My good friend, welcome. Thanks for the Raiderino Cappuccino. Currently, we got no mod, so I can't shout you out. You're 3 hours early, brother? Yeah. I got some lot of talking to do, so I'm kind of here early. If you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask for sure. Here. Let me shout you out there, brother. How was your stream? Did you do your part in part of the raids? I did all right. I didn't do too much just due to the fact that I had IRL and kind of like was silently farming in the background. But yeah, I did my part to an extent. Grinded as much as I can till I, you know, went wildfiring. How much did you farm? Did you do anything specific? I did not farm enough, though, as always. Not enough mats, not enough raid. I don't play JP though. I know. That's why I asked you if you are going to Grand Caster, right? Grand your caster. Who are you gonna grand? There's so much QP. I keep hitting the cap. Ooh, I see. You're gonna be doing coup? Oh, coup caster time. That's actually really good. I mean, he is one of the more powerful ones for sure. Yeah, I do like the fact that there is a two options for coup caster here. I like that. Big preach on them. Because you can go AoE route or you can go for the single target route if you're looking for the 5-star. The Voidests I farmed are already gone, friend. Oh, I understand. I know those farming shenanigans. I've lived through them vicariously, you see. But I farmed up so early in the game that low key I do not need farming anymore on NA, which is nice. He'll be the Grand Caster for the event though, Solomon Copium. Gunyear animation will be lit. So a lot of people are thinking that it's going to be Solomon, but it's not going to be just Solomon, right? Because it's going to be Solomon Lev, if not, it's going to be Gotea Lev. Either or. Gonna be very spicy, Dio. We still got F to cover. We still got LB, technically LB5 to solve. On top of that, we still have a hole in the wall that needs to be covered. So there's a lot of shit that FGO needs to currently cover here. So I'm kind of excited to see what the prologue's gonna showcase us. At the same time, Prologue is kind of a TLDR of both Ulgamery quest and Ordeal Call shenanigans at the moment. So if you guys need to catch up, make sure you finish up to Ordeal Call 4 so you can participate in the final chapter. Mine's obviously going to be Skadoodles. That's all I needed to hear, baby. I just needed you to type that shit in chat, Pyro Chan. You feel? Summer Morgan's going to be your Grandcaster. Nice. Otonerico. How long until all the money and coins fall off from your bag? One day. Cursed entropy. One day, friend. It could be at any moment, or it could be never. As long as you're supporting my stream, I believe my money and coin will never run out. I appreciate you. Some are thinking that Abe is the servant. It would be pretty funny that after all these fucking years, Abe no Seimei comes in as a caster grand. I sincerely hope we don't see that stupid butt. Just because if Abe, I'm gonna tell you, if Abe comes in this grand caster, we're getting a season 3. Like, Abe would throw such a wrench in the entire season 2 story right now at this point that, yeah, that, like, if Abe shows up as a Grandcaster, we're just guaranteed to get season 3. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking it's Gatia. It's gonna be Human King Gotea. Right, Human King Gotea / Lev. Just because of the data collision shenanigans. And if you got any questions so far, I can answer it as much as I can in FGO term-wise. That's why I'm here early, right? To kind of give you guys the perspectives, kind of give you guys the answers, kind of give you guys the XYZ on how things could happen. Is there Saint Quartz in the bag? I wanted to make it so that it's a rare spawn, but it didn't work out because the Saint Quartz animation bugged. So there is technically no Saint Quartz in the bag. We had a discussion about it that it would drop like 1 out of 100. But in order to implement that, that shit was way too much. Because it would stop being a GIF and it would become a RNG MP4 file. So that would have made things a little bit more complicated. So we just stayed as a GIF instead of MP4 file. Juicy, juicy. While my phone is almost charged, the watermark? Hell yeah, there we go. That works perfectly. But yeah, I hope things are going swell for you on the Gunyear side of things. And I'm excited to finally like see some answers too, because we need to get Singularity F answered. We need to get Angkor Manu answered. We need to talk about the hole in the wall. We need to talk about Ordeal Call. We need to talk about Grand Shenanigans. We also talk about Now that the wall is down, we're gonna have to go to the north, South Pole, excuse me. After we go to the South Pole, are we gonna defrost Cutter Like, we need to understand what we're going to be dealing with next. We also still have a new function that we're still waiting on. That Da Vinci was hinting at. Simultaneously, Nasu was also hinting at. So, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to Season 3. It's just that I'm very excited to see Season 2 end. Are you deleting my messages? Probably not, friend. But if you're spamming, yeah. If you're spamming my chat, it's probably being deleted as we speak. So be wary, my good friend. You do silly shit, you might get silly rewards. Oh, the fucking scene does not have a it doesn't have the website. Right. Let me add that for you guys. Apologies, Vertical Chans. Baba boy. This is gonna be a little difficult, low key, just because we are working with verticality here, so I apologize in advance. Oh, did I put that bitch in there? What? Boom. Kind of want to center it. See if we can do anything about that. Center the screen. There we go. At least the verticals can see what's up. There we go. Any guess? Mine's Solomon. So, guessing who the caster is definitely going to be the funnest part of this entire live stream, right? Because we do have a guesstimation. Simultaneously, we do have a possibility of who it could be, right? Normal people are definitely thinking of Gotea and Humanity Gotea. So if you don't know, Humanity Gotea, the King of Humans. King of Man Gotea was a last battle that you have to do in Season 1. So it might be him again, if not Gotea himself. Or it definitely could be a Katardea man, which is Solomon, right? So obviously you're going to see him in a Romani form Solomon, right? Romani form Solomon Lev. That is at least my prediction. Simultaneously, chat, we do have a new due dates for Katardea Satellite Station. So Katardea Satellite Station, once again, aka the Winter Caravan 2026, has been officially announced. We're having an additional live stream on January 17th, February 8th, and March 7th. So technically, FGO ain't dying or ending anytime soon. The visuals are very pretty. There's Mash, there's Lilith, there's Dante Alighieri. There is, I believe that is your boy, I believe that's the Avenger. And then you got Rohi, and then up top, screaming at his top of his mic, is Indra. I believe it's Todo Heisuke. Your kawaii Shota boy. The Shota Avenger that everybody wants. At the same time, we got the illustrations for the first live stream, which will be Jeek-kun, Dobrotianiki Chichi, and Ephemeros, aka fucking Pretender. So it's gonna be very cute, very excited. Most likely during the first live stream of January 17th. January 17th will probably be our very first new event of 2026, which would be pretty cool. We're hoping many things. Are we getting Abeno Seimei? I'm hoping we don't get Abeno Seimei, because if we get Abeno Seimei, it's just a guarantee that we're gonna get a season 3. And right now, in order to close out season 2, Abeno Seimei is so in the way. Like, at this point, Abeno Seimei should come in after the final chapter is over and just be like, hey, remember I, like, popped up in 5.5 but never showed up? Here I am, kind of deal. Everybody's Solomon, Nani? Is that Hiskaya? No, he is Todo Heisuke. Todo Heisuke is the 8th captain unit of the Shinsengumis. He is the Shota boy of the he is the Shota boy of the Shinsengumi group. He's the goopy. He's technically like Avenger Quick Arash with some nice attention, with some nice tag. Like, he doesn't become Arash right off the bat, but he can be a sacrificial pawn. Pretty good. Like, he's not super powerful, but he's a nice rotational character. If you're going for like all Shinsengumi, or you just want to booty blast a break bar and then, you know, switch targets. Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean? What do you mean on elaborate? I've been blabbing, so give me some context so I can continue on to that, Sharthor. He definitely reminds me of Tsugaya from Bleach. True, true. He kind of has like that hairstyle-esque, for sure. But look really young yet powerful. Yeah, he has a MP that kind of eats himself, so that's nice. Right, like I said, he is a semi Arash, but he doesn't have the power scaling that Arash has. On Abeno Seimei not fitting in now. So right now, season 2 is ending. Right, season 2 is ending now, which means that we have so many holes and plot convenience to cover. So simultaneously, Abeno Seimei can be a Grand Caster, because technically Abeno Seimei is another variant of Merlin. Because if you read a lot of the wikis, if you read a lot of like what Abeno Seimei is as story, like not only just the wikis, but just like Japanese folklore in general, his creation definitely has a lot of similarities of comparison towards Merlin. So if they want to like chalk up Merlin, that's perfectly fine. Because technically Alter Merlin besides Lady Avalon could definitely be Abeno Seimei if they want to go for that approach. Notice we do have Merlin pickup. So fun fact, Merlin pickup came in during Solomon, if I remember correctly, like just a little after Babylonia, right around Solomon. So some people saying that Grand Merlin could definitely be a fun surprise, because technically season 2 will be like the end of the dream, quote unquote, right? So some people are thinking of that. But going back to Abeno Seimei, If Nasu is cooking for season 3, he could definitely put Abido Seimei as a completely new factor or helper or assistant or a villain or a quote unquote a nice side character once more to um allow once more to kind of allow the story to unfold, right? Because Abido Seimei is Merlin class, where in technicality he can never die, but he kind of does die, and then there's the all like there's the whole Fox thing, right? The Tamamo, Abido Seimei, Tamamo, Amaterasu, blah blah blah. So the lore is a bit convoluted on itself. If he were to play a role, he should have came in by now, especially around 5.5 or after 5.5, right? So with him joining in the fray, it would just cause so much confusion to the final chapter. Most likely, Abido Seimei will not come. And Abido Seimei's power class is on par of a high tier mage that is like, we're talking about a little bit higher than Doman, right? Because Doman's powerful, but Abido Seimei is stronger than Doman. Even though FGO Doman is kind of caked up in so many aspects, like divinity and all that demonic shit wise. But so are you saying that Abido Seimei is not fitting, so therefore he should come in later? I think so, right? Because A, they have to explain Cutterdam Man. I don't know if we can find Cutterdam Man here. But yeah, Cutterdam Man needs to be explained, and Cutterdam Man definitely needs to be one of the main focus of this prologue / Grandcaster. So let's see. A Final Order Project, Paper Moon. But yeah, everything's 0 right now. I highly recommend you guys play it. Obviously right now it's on maintenance, so it's understandable. 0.5 stories does play a very strong role if you guys haven't noticed. Because of Shimosa, because of Moriarty versus James. So in final chapter, Caster Holmes coming back could definitely be a possibility. Simultaneously, some people are saying it'd be fucking lit if Grandcaster Holmes comes in as a final boss. Just because he's been kind of the mastermind of 0.5 story, right? Because if you listen to the voice line of the introduction of the 0.5 stories, it is Holmes giving you these quote unquote 0.5 stories to an extent, but also 0.5 story was a pre season 2 setup, because we talked about Agartha. We still technically haven't talked about foreigners yet, which will most likely come either as a final chapter or in the prologue chapter. Then you got the Chimocha, right? You got the Chimocha, which is the explaining of how a singularity can be a lost belt and a lost belt can be a singularity. Shinjuku is how to shoot that meteor, right? How to throw a meteor down to the earth to ruin everything, which is really nice. It was a Sherlock Holmes versus Moriarty kind of, mind game, which was fun to see. Then you got your 5.5, which kind of concluded Doman's story a little rushed in my honest opinion, but it is what it is. And then Trom, where most of the answer starts to get solved for those people who understand what's going on and give so much more questions to those who don't understand it or have not theorized enough to come to that conclusion. Like Taigon Wang? Yeah, like Taigon Wang. He is very powerful. If Taigon Wang was a caster, he's a grand candidate. Abed Oseme is automatically a grand candidate just because he is just like Merlin. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like another variant of Merlin and it's just called Abed Oseme. I didn't know him say before that something was blocking him from being a caster, so maybe him not being a locked maybe not being locked after Trump could make it possible. So here's the interesting about Holmes, okay? We don't know if Holmes telling the truth. While he is telling the truth, he definitely is not telling the full truth, which allows his fucketry to work, okay? And understand that Holmes is a foreigner god, right? The apostle of the foreigner god. He is one of the disciples. He is definitely a disciple of the foreigner god. So therefore, he was an alter class, right? He was an extra class. He was a class that was beyond the capability of quote unquote normal class. If you haven't noticed, besides Muramasa, but even Muramasa technically was an alter ego, even though we have him as Saver. Every single foreigner class, right? Every single foreigner class, or excuse me, not foreigner class. Every single apostle, right? Every single foreign god apostle, aka Olga's apostle, they're all extra class. Right? Like name any servant and they're technically extra class. That also includes Koyanskaya. Koyanskaya technically was a beast, infant beast. So therefore, before she turned into assassin and a foreigner, she is technically considered as a infant beast. No, as in like I'm saying that Taigon Wang is technically a Merlin variant to an extent. Yeah, something like that, right? For sure. Because Taigon Wang is a very powerful Chinese character, right? So you can definitely treat Abed Oseme like Taigon Wang. Yeah, for sure, if you want to look at it that way. And we don't know if Holmes will come back, right? It is definitely a hard copium, but if we know anything about Sherlock Holmes, right? If we know anything about fucking Sherlock Holmes, he always comes back at the most, indubitable time, at the final hour. So I can definitely not wait for that, if that goes to be the case. Because we still got to figure out the F, we still got to figure out the hole in the earth, we still got to figure out the, what's happening to Catadeus, because the home screen the home screen that we see is definitely going to be the shenanigans that we're going to be dealing with. So I can't wait for that. And then, yeah, if you guys don't know, this is the live stream art that we have in FGO. I don't know if I can find it on Twitter. There we go. Yeah, they do have the kawaii post here. You can see Gordolf and Nemo been chilling up top. Oh, you got Shion, Nemo. I like one of the Marines is hugging Nemo. And then you got Da Vinci and then Mash. Because we also have a problem too, because Da Vinci's gonna die soon. Either she's going to expire or something's going to happen to her. We still gotta have to solve with Shion whether she goes away or she offs herself, or she's going to betray us, yada yada yada. Dust of Osiris, all that jazz. I wonder if Munieru is going to get explained. Because there is a theory for a very long time that Munieru is, while like we love Munieru, he definitely is a sussy baka boy. So it's gonna be very interesting to see for show. He's sausage. Yes, he is sausage. Another reason why it's also sausage is that he never calls him by his real name, which is very intriguing as Gordoff. Like his character, right? His character definitely is a man that respects a person who knows what they're doing and don't fuck around in a time like this. But for some odd reason, except against Munieru, he's always kind of lax. It's always kind of like he knows something's up, that he's not like whether they wanted Gordoff and Munieru to be like close friends or whatever. It is a very interesting circumstances that has been happening since. They did kind of like put that into the sideline for now, right? Because he has been like, you know, reacting and calling his name a little bit more properly and whatnot. But it is something interesting to see about for sure. We have had a spooky Karudeus screen for ages now, for sure. Yeah. So that's Karudeus, right? Like, if you watched the very first trailer of Ordeal Call, you would know for certain that that is the new Karudeus. That is the Lone Star, right? And it's funny because it all comes back to the very first trailer of JP and NA, right? Solomon slash Lev has been stating this. Yeah, right. It's Gatia Solomon Lev, right? That we know for a fact that this Karude man is a Gatia Solomon Lev. Because it's not Romani, for sure. Because Romani died. And a lot of people come to the conclusion that some people are saying that it would delete evil off the earth. Fun fact, right? After season 2 happened, our entire earth got deleted off the planet Earth. And in order to prevent that, you know, we had to do some body switch and whatnot. And then we still got to talk about the data collision. We still got to talk about the fuck, how do you call it in English again? The layer, right? The filter, the swap of dimensions, right? They need to talk about that a lot more elaborate or easy to understand and digest for everybody, because the Type Moon fans already know what's happening, and you know, like FGO lore and theorists knows what's already happening and what's going on. But we definitely need a TLDR, like this shit is happening from Nasu himself, to kind of get a lot of answers, clearance, and more questions and canonic answers, right? Because this will all end after we kind of bitch slap Karudeus or reset Karudeus. Because it's either we reset Karudeus or we either reset Karudeus or we do some next level ass pull that would yeet us out of the entire dimension, but able to create this like time protected apparatus that would make us into like the global galactic time police, right? Which unironically, Mysterious Heroine X/XX, right? Unironically, Double X works in something of a similar organization like that in the Servant universe. We become Servant Space Cops. So technically that's the TLDR, right? Because if you remember, she works for the Servant she works for the Servant Universe's Galactic Police. If you twist that around into our own world type of deal, we would be the dimension slash, essentially, unironically, we would be the Gaia, right? We would be the Gaia we would be we would actually be Alaya. Unironically, we would be Alaya for humanity, right? It's funny because not a lot of people went for this angle of what if FGO is the creation of Alaya, if not, what if FGO is an attempt to create an artificial Alaya, right? We're kind of like Servant Police Delta in a way. Hey, we got permission to grant our servants too? Yeah, right? So, like, it is a very interesting thing to come. Right? So, like, you could even say that your grand servants are your quote-unquote grand police. Right? They're technically the police officers of their class, right? In your dimension, quote-unquote. We are the Alaya. It could definitely be a possibility, right? Where Marusberi is trying to attempt to create an artificial Alaya in order to preserve humanity. But at the same time, by creating an artificial Alaya, you technically created artificial root, right? The quote-unquote root, the emptiness, the goal that every single mage wants to achieve, right? So in a weird way, like this benefits Marusberi's goal is technically our existence, right? So unironically, in order to stop this entire ordeal, our existence must be void. So there's going to be this weird, topic of, should we continue to exist or should we not, right? And then comes in the fun part of how are we all able to do things canonically? How does one thing's able to do such things? Why can we repeat things over and over? And your fucking answer is this guy, right? If Angramanu's not Beast 5, I won't, if we get a final battle and we get like a surprise Beast 5 cameo and it turned out to be Angramanu, I wouldn't be fucking surprised. Actually, a lot of servants hint to Fujimaru as being a star. Yeah. I mean, in technicality, Spooky, we are technically the ultimate life form. We are technically Alaya ORT. we technically are Alaya ORT because in a canonical universe, we never lost, right? Major lost a fight or quote unquote died, right? We never fucking died. And we were able to save the world not only once, right? Through Lev's / Gotea's shenanigans, and then twice from the Foreigner Gods swapping background exchange program. How is Angramango not a beast? Because he does not give two fucks about humanity. That's why. He has zero love for humanity. He kind of hates it. And because he hates it, he doesn't have a qualification for the beast. So, like, in a way, beast class / unbeast class, right? Every single beast class has love towards humanity. It's an interesting paradox, the beast classes, right? Because every single beast loves humanity so much that they want to help humanity out. But the problem is that they have such a twisted take on humanity recuperation program, or they have such a decided plan, right? They have such a dedicated plan that says this is how humanity should be. That it's very twisted from everything else, and it negates everything else besides their own concept. That makes them a very dangerous target. Angra is also in the closet in the OC4. That is correct. busting out the furry suit and becoming Beast checks out. It could happen, right? Because if you guys don't know, right now in JP, every single interlude is 0 AP, except for your boy Angramanyu. Angramanyu's interludes cost AP. This is not a bug. This is 100% intention. It's very interesting to see. And if you know Hollow Ataraxia, you know the capability of what Angramanyu can do and how fucked up Angramanyu is. And so utilizing the concept of that, like Angramanyu being involved in FGO is a lot more like possible than you ever imagined. Simultaneously, there is a theory that Fujimaru Ritsuka can be the second coming of Angramanyu if we get to a bad ending, right? So in a weird way, bad end protag would be Angramanyu because he is the weakest, right? He is the weakest of all the classes, but he is the most strongest against Beast, unironically. What about he has a fair reason to hate humans though. He is the he is the opposite of Dante Avenger to an extent. What about Apocrypha? What about Shiro Amakusa? So Shiro Amakusa is spooky, right? The man, so he loves humanity but simultaneously hates humanity as well, but he doesn't have the he doesn't have like the hard set philosophy that would change the entire world or entire dimension, right? Like Amakusa is a dangerous person. He is. He really is. Because right, he is the man who sees the endless dreams. But in a weird way, his flag and his story low-key concluded in Ordeal Call 4. So like he won't become a problem because in the end he did say he is on our side no matter what happens, right? And a lot of his angst was definitely around Apocrypha, and it wasn't about like he wasn't him, right? Like Amakusa was not always the way he is historically, right? Because this Amakusa is FGO Amakusa / Fate Amakusa, so it's a little different, right? And then he definitely was not a person who was like he created the rebellion. He was more of a hero than he was a like a villain, or he wasn't a person that would say I would eradicate the entire world in order to you know, like in order to save humanity. Like he cared for humanity, he loved humanity, but he didn't love it overwhelmingly enough. Like in the end, the reason why he's not a beast is because he's a fucking human, right? Like he didn't have like Kiara level of like next level narcissism where she thought that she's the only human being, and if humanity can survive through me, we will be saved. Amakusa is just batshit crazy. While he's batshit crazy, he still acts human, right? He doesn't act like a fucking psychopath that wants to fuck everything, including Earth. Does Fujimaru even know that he summoned Angra? To be perfectly honest, I don't think we know. I don't even think we know that we summoned Angra. It is an interesting concept that, like, we don't know where Angra is canonically in the FGO universe. All we know is that in game he started showing up after the collab with Fate Stay Zero. Because that's when he started randomly showing up in the friend pool. But fun fact about it is that they really should rerun Fate Zero collab. They really need to rerun Fate Zero collab just so like the dots can be aligned. Amoxa is definitely too much of a cameo and a coincidence. Oh, like I said, Ordeal Call 4 kind of shut down the possibility too, by the way, for Amoxa Shiro to be a beast. And there's a lot of criteria to becoming a beast, right? I don't like the fact that it says it's 7 evils of man. It's evils of man that would show up in a number of 7. Right? And it is the archetype heroic spirit summoning system as well as the enemies of the Grand Servants. And Grand Servants was based off of quote unquote Grand Servants was based off of a beast synchro. So unironically, chat, the Grand Servant that we have is technically a beast servant that we're cultivating in somebody else's eye. Right? In a weird phenomena. Because one man's trash is another man's treasure. One man's grand is another man's beast. K&K event should have a rerun too to bring the connection to Dante's as well. True. Yeah. Because a lot of people are confused with Ito, right? Because Ito's concept was been foretold in the background for a very long time, ever since the K&K event. On top of that, if you know Fate and if you know its structure, it definitely has to play a very significant role on that. Simultaneously, it needs to be talked about in FGO because like sets of organizations. CCC also talked about this in the background, right? Whenever you go to the waste bin, the garbage bin, blah, blah, blah. And on top of that, K&K played it. On top of that, Dante's Tower played it. And Ito kind of finally kind of showcases that in its rear head. So low key, they should have cooked a little harder in Ito. Or they should have Ito 2.0. Like a second Ito to kind of like explain what the fuck is happening in like layman's terms, aka like making that shit super simple, stupid, right? Keeping it super simple. Good start to definitely a season 3. Who would want to challenge us as Alaya if we are technically Alaya? A lot of things, to be honest with you. For instance, other timelines, right? Simultaneously, other mages. Simultaneously, if Nasu wants to do this, he can make it so that we are going to start clashing with Dead Apostles. Because as Alaya, our job is to preserve the servant class. Our job is to preserve the magic of servant class and whatnot, and constantly prove that we are stronger, if not we are on the right side of history, quote unquote. So it'll be interesting to see like apostles as like the bad guys in a way, or singularity or whatnot. And then while that's happening, like you would see like supernova characters like Not Charlemagne. What's the other guy? Archimedes. Then you got yourself like a sudden surprise encounter by Amaterasu, all that jazz. Then it would be understandable to like meet other fucking big top tier like dimension level hopping servants like Merlin, Odin, Abin Oseme, Zeltrich, like 4 to 5 other million people in Type Moon. And currently Nasu is using Servant Universe as clutch. So like if any bullshit he wants to create, he can just lob that into the Servant Universe. Unironically, Nasu has created a hyperplot convenient bullshit fucking realm called Servant Universe. Thank you so much for the follow, Riker Prime, Big Preach. That like if Nasu wants to make it happen, he can just tie it into Servant Universe, and then from Servant Universe create a bullshit draft that allows the similar concept to be able to be functional in the FGO's universe, making it acceptable canonical lore wise. So it is very fascinating that that Nasu, like unironically, creating the Servant Universe like Space Wars was the most ingenious, like the most smartest thing that Nasu has ever created, to create a hyperplot convenience location to experiment or have fun with whatever the hell he wanted. It's all gods, I'm noticing though. We're definitely at the YHVH level. True. I am hoping we get I'm hoping that we get man, I am genuinely hoping that we do get Dust of Osiris, like not Ordeal Call 1 Dust of Osiris, but the other variant of Dust of Osiris's. Because definitely the Dust of Osiris's that happened in Ordeal Call 1 is legitimately a alter ego fraction, right? Of what she really is and how dangerous it is. Who are you talking about? So Dust of Osiris. Dust of Osiris is a concept that Shion has to go through, but instead of Shion, in the FGO universe, they utilized Ranni. If you played Ordeal Call 1, you'll understand. Ranni became the Ranni became the Dust of Osiris that technically berserked inside of Paper Moon, because it was trying to create alter egos in order to create an army of fragmented servants in order to fight and defeat what is coming soon, quote unquote. So what it did was it did the same concept as CCC and Gura Gura Final Honnoji and fuck, I can't remember the last one, chat. There was another one that made you do fucking Grail War like 5 million times. But anywho, Yeah, it's essentially, it was creating the infinite loop, right? Where it was fighting forever, creating this false Maxwell's Demon Infinity battery that was kind of powering itself up. In order to refine, create, and process servants and characters left and right in order to maximize resources while utilizing the minuscule amount of mana to output the maximum amount of effort, right? Or completion or utility, etc. Like, it was trying to be very efficient with little mana we have left. But that shit went out of control, created a Dust of Osiris. Dust of Osiris is technically a beast level. Technically not really beast level, but it is a frightening level of like character that could have just like, if we left that unnoticed and didn't take care of it, Dust of Osiris would have just swallowed everything. We technically have Melty Blood Dust of Osiris with us though. Yeah, I mean, technically Xion. Xion is the prime candidate of Dust of Osiris. That's kind of the whole meme slash like that's been hinted by what's his name, right? Nero, right? Neroskov. Nero Chaos from 5 million years ago. She has been always the candidate of Dust of Osiris, so. And if you read Melty Blood, yeah, if you ever read Melty Blood Back Alley, like you saw the outcome of Xion becoming Dust of Osiris because she took the wrong step in one of her rotations. Also can't wait for the other timeline slash GD to send their demi fiends to punch us in their face. It would be very interesting, right? We still have a Foreigner arc to go through. So, like, at this pace, the final chapter will most likely be the Foreigner arc, that we are the Foreigners, and we have to either get back into the timeline and become the invaders, or we would do the outside. Yeah, we would become the like the Foreigners that invades foreigners, right? So it'll be like an interesting phenomena. Unironically, we could utilize the concept of Voyager and like hop from Nemo to Voyager. And from Nemo to Voyager, we will be able to travel interdimension, quote unquote, space, right? Space outside of the realm of our of the world, and kind of like legit become time cop, right? Time slash space cop. Because we'll be able to traverse the unknown, or quote unquote foreign, right, to different dimensions, different singularities, different lost belts, different endings, different ties, different fates, different singularities and paradoxical shenanigans. We got about less than 110 minutes. Could be very interesting. Hopefully you guys have enough Saint Quartz for the new character that's gonna come up. Right? Obviously we're gonna get a new character. It's either the new character is gonna show up either this live stream or the next live stream, which is December 20th. Obviously, there's going to be a live stream in December 20th. Could it be like Kamen Rider Decay in a way, world hopping from place to place? It can happen, right, Gurako? I am talking about it as a possibility. I'm not talking about it as sincerity, right? I'm giving this as a theory, but not as certain, right? Because I'm pretty sure Nasu wants to end season 2 completely, and I'm pretty sure he wants to end the game. Not end of service, but end FGO season 2. so that either the next level threat occurs, or he could just be like, hey, season 2 is over. Let me give you another let me give you another 0.5 for shits and giggles. And straight to season 3, right? With the power of all servants at our beck and call. Well, technically not all powered servants, right? Because technically, if you want to consider all servants, Galahad has answered our call. Shiva technically haven't answered our call. A lot of servants, unironically, have not answered our call. So you can't say all yet, but I do like the quote-unquote all. But I am happy that we got Brynhilda. Yeah, we got Brynhilda and Creamhill, so we can finally finish that. I am hoping that either in season 3 or at the end of season 2, they finally bring Sheeta from Arcade Hell and reunite with fucking Rama at least once and team the fuck up. I'm coping. I'm coping for that Rama Sheeta romance. Because what could happen is so two things, right? Grandcaster is either going to be Solomon or Crewcaster Odin. Right? Solomon or Crewcaster Odin. We don't know. Those two are the highest candidate next to Merlin. Right? It's either Holmes, Gatia Solomon, or Caster Crew Odin. Those three are the biggest candidate we have. Because those three are the those three tie in FGO season 2 story. So it'll definitely be interesting to see. Because I feel like Karudea Man might not fight us. He might, but like not really. I imagine season 3 starts, the new protagonist just started, and looming big bad appeared, and then comes the lore drop that it was Ritsuka all along. I mean, Gurako, unironically, if you were with FGO, right, season 1 and season 2 of FGO, like year 1, year 2, unironically, if you play the Bunyan event, right, the Paul Bunyan, the very first Paul Bunyan event, that is the exact ending of what happens in the Paul Bunyan event. But it's more silly, right? It's more silly and grandeur and comic relief. Because what happens in the Paul Bunyan event is that you would see Gudako, right? You would see Gudako come from other dimension to try to whoop your butt, but the problem is that dimension of Gudako only cares for saber faces and high stars, and so he only barely had he barely had 5-star servant mats, so they weren't fully leveled or kitted, and they had Lily, I think the most powerful girl, as much as they could to fight you. Ba-san, ya, Shinzaku wa kuru no kai? And a lot of people, those people are saying that it could be Lev, right? They either read Clock Tower 2012, or they've watched my stream, or they've discussed things that heard from my stream, or looked things from like Twitter posts and whatnot for sure. Because Lev in the Fate timeline has been the hero of the Fate timeline since since 2012, unironically. Because if you read the Clock Tower 2012, exactly at a certain date and time, Lev Lynor Horosville actually takes his own life in Minecraft in order to prevent from the past to quell up and override him. Because this FGO plan was set in motion so long ago, but in the reality, right, in the real world, right, in the real world, or slash every single Fate timeline, at 2012, Lev Lynor Flautos takes his own life in Minecraft in order to prevent FGO to occur. It's been so long ago. Yeah, I mean, like, imagine, right? Remember, FGO didn't exist during the timeline of Melty Blood Back Alley. But during the concept of Melty Blood Back Alley, the FGO organization was already there. So, like, to me, Melty Blood Back Alley is a Bible to FGO of what it's to come and what is currently happening. The Sudoku is strong? Yeah. Because he Sudokus, right? He solves a puzzle by removing a piece, which technically is himself, in order to prevent the concept of FGO from ever happening, right? That's why the Almaloid case file is so powerful, because it is the Fate timeline where Lev already done his deed and Project FGO never really came into fruition. Shiba Lens was never completed. The Grail War RNG slash concept was never happened, right? And this also begs the question too, right? Talking about the Holy Grail War in FGO, right? In FGO, there's only one Grail War, which is the quote unquote Singularity F Grail War. Because our timeline only had one Grail War, and that Grail War was the one by Modus Berry. There was no first, there was no second, there was no third, there was no fourth, there was no fifth. There was only one, and that was the Battle of Modus Berry. So there is some data shenanigans that's going on in the original FGO timeline, but now we went into singing. So, like, unironically, I've been telling people this. Finishing Singularity F actually starts the game, and that's why a lot of the events makes you finish Singularity F as a requirement, right? Because FGO truly starts once you create the data collision paradox of Singularity F. Because once you beat the tutorial, right, quote unquote tutorial, but the tutorial level is the biggest catalyst for the entire story of FGO to actually start. Because we beat Singularity F, shit hit the fan. Like, everything went into motion because FGO, Singularity F has been defeated. because it completed the time paradox, it completed the concept paradox, and the data collision, and the quote unquote concept of a concept of like recreating singularities and whatnot, right? Like, isn't it interesting that Gotea purposefully set 7 dots on the board to get to the Temple of Time, right? Like, because he was quote unquote burning these singularities in order to create a fuel to wipe out the past in order to repaint it in his own image, right? Essentially rewriting history. I bet no casual knew about that way of thinking of Singularity F. Thanks for the details, bro. I no problems, Zugs. Right, I'm here to just do my best to teach you guys, right? Because if you've noticed in both in-game, like if you played FGO F, right? If you played Singularity F, and if you watched Singularity F, there are some interesting descriptions and discrepancies happening in real time. But it all ends with Olga Murray getting yeeted into Cadudeus. And I'm telling you, Olga getting yeeted into Cadudeus was something that needed to happen. Because that chalked up season 2. And yeah, to be perfectly honest, I don't know what we're gonna see because we technically have seen what? What did we see so far? We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We technically did see 6. And then 7. So we're technically missing our 5 and our 7. Well, technically Olga Murray is our 7. She's not our 7. She's technically Cadudeus' 7. And because of the swap, right? Because of the Earth to Cadudeus swap, their ORT / 7th beast also swapped. So technically she is the 7th beast, but because of the Earth Cadudeus fuckatry, right? She's technically not our 7th beast that we need to face. Because the 7th beast that we need to face is the quote-unquote mastermind, which should be Modest Berry. She's our 7. She's not the 7. Yep. That is correct. She is the 7th beast, and she is technically Cadudeus' 7th beast, but she is not our Earth 7 beast. Because that our Earth 7 beast got swapped to Cadudeus' 7th beast. Everything kind of switcherooed a little bit. Ever since season 2. So that's why, like, people are talking about where's the second 6, right? Where's Gamora? Where the fuck is Gamora? Because Sodom's here. Because we need to have Beastar and L, and then Sodom S and G. And technically, Gamora could be considered as a Gamora could have technically considered as a Beast Ellie, right? Like technically, Beast Ellie could have counted as Gamora because of the meme, because of the concept, because of the because of the concept, because of the meme and all that jazz. But they never really gave us a beast sigil slash sign for Gamera Elizabeth, or aka End of Elizabeth, the fourth head of Elizabeth, archetype Mars, archetype Halloween, archetype of fucking Pumpkin Planet. Welcome back, Riker. Touching grass was overrated. What'd you do? Just get some food real quick? That's nothing to do with Proto Arthur, right? He ain't chasing the beast. So he's unironically, he's chasing Beast 6. And Beast 6 should be Monica, right? It is all, and by the way, that is another story that FGO has to clean up, which is that he is currently hunting a beast. And we need to figure out either the next season, aka season 3, or at the end of the final chapter, that it was Proto Arthur searching for either the 7th beast or the 6th beast, right? Or Beast 5. Right? Technically, he's hunting for Monica. That is Beast 6, right? That is the 666. That has been a thing with, Arthur, aka Proto Saber, Proto Arthur from Proto Artoria from the very beginning, right? Proto Arthur. We got Foe and Koyan. So a lot of people make this mistake of distinction. While she technically is a beast, she is Beast 4L. She is not an official Beast 4. Foe-kun is the official Beast 4. It's that because Foe-kun didn't do his job, Koyanskaya kind of filled in. But simultaneously, she was trying to reach Beast 7, but she didn't have enough power or the concept to reach there. So she kind of tried to become a beast, right? She was a beast infant surging her powers to try to become the 7th beast. But because of the incident of LB6, she had to activate it, but she was permanently burning on fire. And so because she activated it, she didn't have enough criteria, she didn't have enough concept, she didn't have enough bullshit. And because she didn't have enough bullshit, she kind of got slotted into an empty seat called Beast 4 because Foe-kun relinquished that seat, right? Quote unquote. That's why she is Beast 4L and not Beast 4. Because she even says it in the dialogue or in the gallery, right? Or whatever the fuck. Is there a there should be a fucking yeah, there should be a biograph that technically says she is technically not a beast. Yeah, and then it says that technically Tunguska was 8th Lost Melt, right? Let's see. Yeah, this is why she has no beast name. For the beast of taming, she couldn't bring herself to attack humanity directly. If these reasons that she was unable to become the class she wanted, and why she is far cry from the nation-ruining beauty that she claimed to be. In the end, Beast 4 Lost turned out to be no more than a biosphere walking hand in hand with human history, unable to completely forsaken humankind. She's merely a beast with an affectionate side who failed to become the seventh evil of humanity. So, she's a failed prototype. Whew. But yeah. Like you said, we still got Arthur. Yeah, we still have Arthur's story. We still have Abigail's story. We still have the hole in the wall. We still have the Cutterdea story. We still have the Cutterdea man story. We still have we've got a lot of loose ends that needs to get tied up. So I am excited what the direction the prologue is going to head towards us, because the prologue is going to give us what to expect in the final chapter. And I can almost tell you the final chapter is going to be long as fuck. Nasu probably cooked hella hard on it. How long has been Neeb walking for? Dude, he's been walking for miles and miles. It is a, like, if you want to say Sodom was the servant that he was looking for all along, because technically quote unquote proto Arthur showed up in Sodom event. Low key kind of a cop out in my honest opinion, but I don't know. Like, there's still Monica, and we still haven't seen Monica, and Monica is a Gaia level threat. Gaia slash Alaya level threat, just because of her existence is so fucking warped and twisted out of love, right? Like, unironically, she is the perfect candidate for B6 because she loves Arthur so much. And Silver Fragments and Prototype kind of explains that, like, kind of TLDLs, that whole shebang and jabaddle. So I'm excited for it. If they want to go grandeur, it's going to be Gatia. If they want to preserve Solomon, they're going to do, like, I don't know. I don't know what and how they're going to do, right? Because by the way, we're missing 2 shadows. I don't know if we can find the shadows. Now we have so much NPC, bro. Crazy. So much NPC, Daniel. What are you trying to look for? I am trying to look for the this year's silhouette. sadly, I can't find it. Bonazu! She's that dangerous because she really, really loves Arthur. So far, only Saber and extra keepers are women, right? What are you talking about, Daldale? What you gotta elaborate on that. Only Saber and extra keepers are women. What does that mean? Hey, Hernandez with the 10 months, big preach. Thank you so much, Caddy7875 for the kick follow, big preach. Thank you, thank you. Grand Battle Gatekeepers. Saber and extra keepers are women, right? Oh, are you talking about like grand characters? Yeah. The Grand Battle candidates or fighters were what? Fucking yeah, besides Saber and Olga, everybody else is a male. That is correct. Are you saying that we're gonna get a female? Dude, if we get a female, it'll be pretty lit, but who knows? It's most likely Karude Man, Odin, yeah, Odin or Sherlock. If not Merlin or Abeno Seimei. If they want to get fancy with it, they can do super aggro Tamamo. That'd be so lit. That would be so fun, right? Amaterasu. Tamamo Amaterasu temp. Be so lit. How'd you go on the raids? I just kind of went like double Koyan Moriarty and backline whatchamacallit? Backline fuck, what's his name? Oberon. Technically I can one turn if I have a Buster card. It is 100% RNG comp there. But I usually 1-2 turn it, no problem. Somebody else was a dude. Other one is dude and a drag. How you doing, Season Brother? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, friend. Big preach, big preach. Any caster use those mats? Well, that's the prediction, right? Yeah, they even say this is the prediction. Because these are like a lot of these are being used as caster mats, right? Castoria, Tabamo, Castoria, Tabamo, Shalazard, Waver. Like, you know, Shosetsu, etc. Usually these mats are caster variants. But this is merely a hyperscale prediction. It is not exactly what it is. They just kind of slot it in there for giggles. Mouse Cheesy, good morning, Captain. Is the raid still up? No, it's done, my son. You can you gotta start farming 90++ now. Feels bad, man. I'm so sad too, brother. I was like, is the raid still up too? But yeah, by the time I started streaming, it was already over. Who should I prep as a DPS caster in NA? So DPS wise, it really just depends on what servant you have, right? Because what the fuck? Where's my caster? Where's all the casters? Okay, so they're not gonna cast all the casters. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are saying, like, if it's a single target gimmick, these are your single target characters that are definitely worth getting, right? If it's an AoE gimmick, these are your AoE gimmicks. The thing is, you have both Skanoodle and you have both Skadi and Castoria on the same fucking class. So like work accordingly, right? If you're going full if you're going full arts, Castoria, right? If you're going full quick, maybe Skanoodle. If you're going full Buster, whatchamacallit, Merlin, obviously, right? Anybody that's crit, right? Anybody that's crit 100% is like your boy here, right? Kome and Merlin for sure. Just finished up work. Nice. Is Grandcaster when Uesugi's Kenshin comes at NA? I have no clue, actually. I don't know when the second banner drops on NA. It could be this reset. If not, just give it like one more day on But we should get a second banner because I think we're done with NA story. Because this was our second raid-esque, quote unquote. I have no Merlin to keep Morgan. If you want to use such a thing and you don't have Merlin, Waver is definitely your basic option. Castoria for fast spamming, but not damage because Tornadico, aka Swimsuit Morgan, is Buster. But because of double Castoria, you can loop it hard. What you could also do is overcharge setup. So with Miss Crane, so you ult with Miss Crane. You ult with Miss Crane, and then you send her in the back, kind of get you like, you know, amped up, charged up. There's Yui Shosetsu, right? Like, unironically, a lot of people are sleeping on Yui Shosetsu as well. She's nice because if you don't have any art support, she has a 30% attack, 60% MP, arts buff by 30%, and an MP gain to ally when you Noble Phantasm. So she's a really nice 4-star welfare servant. Well, not welfare, excuse me. 4-star nice to have servant. So you can legit, like, if you're an arts class, you can go double Castoria into her. Right, into her to give you additional 30%, 60%, arts 30, MP gain by 20. Not bad at all. Right? Like, she has one of the most highest supports in the game, both MP and skill wise. And then Castoria, Kabamo-chan. Yeah, unironically, if you want to do like big dick damage MP wise, Tamamo got 80 here. Linus for 40%, 50% charge. Overcharge one, about 30 to 50% defense down. It's funny because I don't know why Jandu do and these motherfuckers are here. Ooh, Odin could be a thing. It actually could. I don't have a Skadi, I only have Castoria. If you are like, if you want to do quick support like Castoria, she will definitely benefit from her, right? Because she's a single target, quick, overchargeable, anti-demonic, 50% charge, a cooldown time by 1, MP damage gain by 20%, crit, etc. We get a bronze caster? What are you talking about? Could we see Cersei? I mean, sure, but I don't think so. I hope. What I'm also hoping too is that the grand battles, I genuinely hope every month, like starting next year, each grand is gonna have a rotation, right? Like, so starting next year, we're gonna have a rotation of grands to each class. So each extra, like, well, how many class we got? Bruh, I don't need Beast fucking 4. I need to go back to my class. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we got about 14 class. We got what? 7 plus 9. So we got about 9 grand. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got about like 9 months, right? I am hoping that 9 months, right? They can start anywhere. They have 9 months. Every month, the new grand rotation occurs and they start rotating the next year. So this year, we're going to get a different grand, right? Because technically the gatekeeper shouldn't count. Besides like Indra, Noah, the caster grand, that's about it. But the others should have a rotation that allows you to farm more mats or just to able to have, you know, more Grandis for fun. So we might get like Jilda Ray Saber, fucking Grand Paladin or some shit like that. It'd be pretty fun. I think they should mess with it, right? I think they should kind of have fun with that. But that's just me. But I'm going to tell you, currently, Riker, we're not getting Cersei. If we do, it would be PogChamp. Because that means they broke the mold. But in technicality, if you want to talk about a very powerful caster, Cersei is definitely one of them because she is the teacher of Medea, right? So she technically does have the power of the ages of the gods, right? So, like, you're not wrong. She can definitely be a candidate for Grandcaster. If Grandcaster is a story relevant person, then I don't think Cersei will be involved, but who knows? Oh, we could definitely see Sheba using Solomon powers too. That could definitely be possible. Yeah, Sheba stolen Solomon. Yeah, Sheba stolen Solomon could definitely be a thing. It would definitely redeem Sheba's jail time. Right? Like, we haven't seen Sheba in 5 million fucking years. If she was locked in the caster grand, it could definitely be forgiven, but it is low-key fucking criminal to lock up Sheba for like 5 fucking plus years and not use her whatsoever. So we have 8 classes, technically 9 classes because we got extra 1, extra 2. So yeah, they should definitely use next year as within the 9 months, they could just squeeze in like a week or 2 of just be like, hey, we're gonna start rotating our grand servants, right? Because technically they're not canonical, right? The grand gatekeepers are not canonical in the story. Besides like fucking Nemo and Indra. How do I rotate 90 plus plus again? I can't remember. Gotta figure that shit out again. The Archer one's definitely pretty disappointing. It's a power play without much gimmicky to it. Well, it's a really nice, it was a pretty nice homage. It was very, like a lot of people should have guessed it was gonna be fucking Gilgamesh naked, right? But Gilgamesh Naked definitely had a lot of references to, right, a lot of references to FGO fans, and FGO fan slash Type Moon fan slash Fate fan. It was only natural that it should have been Gil, because low-key he hasn't shown up at all whatsoever. And unironically, this is a, like, you know, this one's a non-canonical Archer, because in season 1 he straight up said he doesn't give two fucks nor care or knows about grand stuff. So like, Gilgamesh Naked is just 100% homage for the dev team, from the dev team to the fans, right? Because Gilgamesh Naked, whenever Gil is naked, he's always in a serious form. That's always been a thing since CCC, and just kind of been a meme of FG, kind of been a meme of Fate since the very beginning, like Zero, you know, Fate Stay Night, yada yada yada. Like whenever he wasn't naked, he's not serious. So unironically, there's a lot of way to counter Gilgamesh, surprisingly. Finally, we get to see the new CE in 20 minutes. That's right, Ray. I hope you're excited, friend. With how they have delayed Caster to the last moment, there's no way there's not going to be some tie-in with Solomon somehow. What do you think it would be? Do you think it's going to be Solomon Lev or Gotea Lev Solomon? I'm excited. I'm excited to finally reveal that Solomon is Solomon's not Solomon and Romani's not Romani, that he is Gotea Lev, King of Human, fucking just acting like Romani to kind of like do his thing. It's gonna be Sherlock Caster. A lot of people does say Sherlock Caster. Sherlock Caster will be a nice little like welcome back brother kind of ordeal for sure for me. To me, I'll definitely be happy if we do get a Sherlock Holmes Chan. But I'm definitely on the side where he should definitely come in at the final chapter, right? Like, we're probably gonna have another assemble moment, right? We're probably gonna have another assemble moment, and that's when Sherlock should like slide in. Caster Grand is the last event of the year, right? Do we have anything going on after that? Yeah, it's called the final chapter, which is in December 20th. The final chapter is the last chapter, right? That's probably gonna end at December 31st, with a big fucking raid. If it's not a big fucking raid, it's gonna be some next level story that ties into season 3. We're not gonna get a Christmas this year because last year we had 2 Christmas to make up for this Christmas. A lot of people are getting misinformation that we're getting Christmas Lotto this year. In JP, we are not getting Christmas Lottos. There is no JP Christmas Lotto. Phantasm Moon was supposed to be this year, but because how serious December 20th is going to be, they've decided to clump it with Abigail's event. Bro did it to trigger PTSD to 5-star early. It was hinted in the past event that the Taigon is the Grandcaster. No, it was talked about that Tai Gong Wang was a Grandcaster candidate. A lot of people have a mistaken that because they're a candidate, that equals them to be a Grand. They can be a Caster Grand, yes. but that doesn't mean they will be the caster grand here, right? So, for instance, in that logic, Merlin can technically be a caster grand. Solomon is caster grand. My guess is Sherlock. I wish it's Sherlock, but it's gonna so we don't know. I don't know how fucking relevant Caster Grand's gonna be. It'll most likely be story relevant, so I'm excited for it. But it's definitely either Sherlock Solomon, it's Sherlock or Solomon Gotea Lev, or Abino Seme for shits and giggles. About it. How many until the stream? 1 hour before the stream, my son. You got any questions? People say these grands are connected to each other somehow, and before Gil tie into Solomon since they were both grand caster material, caster grand material. So every single grand has been foretold that they had the capability of being grand, right? That's kind of like their connection. Simultaneously, every single grand has a religious tie-in to it to an extent. But like, you know, fucking Archer Guild just kind of like killed everybody's like, oh, it's gonna be this guild, this guy, XYZ. Because you know, we knew, or if you didn't know, you should have known. Archer Grand was going to be Gil, even though it's not canonical. Everybody and their mom want that, and it low key it was the easy thing for the devs to do. So, Sherlock Caster or Foreigner Sherlock. We're expecting a new Sherlock somewhere somehow. I'm hoping Sherlock shows up at the final chapter, not at the Grandcaster, but it is what it is. Sherlock's getting glazed so much, I hope he doesn't fucking show up. Damn. The hate for Sherlock is real. That's pretty funny, actually. It's funny that they've given out bong rails at the end of the free period for Grandcaster duels. Hey, man. Free stuff. We can finally get 2 polar stars. What are you talking about? We only, in technicality, we're only going to get 1 more new servant. Okay. Whatever the new servant is, whether we get it here or not, is going to be the finale. Because whatever the servant that was inside the silhouette, they pushed it till next year. So one of the silhouettes in the 2025 is in limbo. So is this going to be the last servant for this year? Yeah, this will. If we get a pickup this rotation, right? If we get a pickup in this live stream, this will be the final servant for this year. That back-to-back Christmas was wild. What the fuck? Wild? Yes. It was fun. It was exciting, to be honest with you. It was a lotto into a super raid, and I was like, what the fuck? Let's go. We were hella hype. I can't wait to see it's Lev Linar. It's probably going to be Lev Linar Gotea or Lev Linar King of the Humans. I can't wait till Solomon speaks in Lev's voice. Because if you don't know, you should already know that the voice of Karudea Man is Lev. Because if you can't remember, the very first trailer, right? If you remember the very first fucking trailer of season 2 is voiced by Gotea, which technically now we know as Karudea Man. I'm streaming FGO and not League. This must be miracle. I mean, listen, I do FGO contents, all right? I won't fucking do FGO permanent 24/7 anymore. I wanted to play League in that week, just because World's hype. I had the World's fever, okay? And by the way, I gotta scroll all the way to like 10 years ago. Isn't that shit crazy? Oh, wait, maybe. I think we're good. Maybe? Oh, there we go. So this right here, 7 years ago, the Cosmos and the Lost Belt PV had a specific VA, which is Gotea's VA, which is Sakata Kintoki's VA. They literally added his voice and talked about Welcome to Season 2. When you see a Karudeus man, you know that voice was from him. So, like, a lot of people do not understand that it's almost going to be Lev / Gotea. Right, so it's probably going to be King of Man, Lev King of Man, Lev Gotea. Some shit like that. Because if you don't know, Lev likes to do if you don't know, Lev likes to do things in 3 because of his personality and his superpower. So you'll have Lev Linar Flawless. It'll probably be like Solomon Gotea Solomon Gotea Karudeus or some shit like that. To be fair, I feel like the man of Karudea feels more like poor Solomon than Gotea. Well, he's technically going to be Gotea. But he's also going to be Where the fuck is the other form? There we go. He's probably going to be categorized as King of Man Gotea. Okay? So, if you don't know who this is, he's technically your final boss. This technically is going to be what we're going to see. We're going to see the King of Man Gotea as Karudea Man. It's just that simple. Right. We're not going to see the beast form. We're unironically going to see like the unbeast form, right? Like if Nasu was giving us a hint, right? If Nasu was giving us a funny little hint with Olga, if he wants to pull the same rug pull, he's gonna make Gotea into a unbeast, which makes him a Karudea Man. Well, square up, old man. Yeah, but he has 2 limbs now, and he's like pretty. I don't know how powerful he's going to be though. It'll be very interesting to see for sure. He's immune to Pigify. Nani? Immune to Charm and Stun. Not immune, but resistant. Master, experience the joy of life. Deals 400% damage to all enemies. Reduce their max enemies. You know, it's crazy. Gotea is such a pushover now. If you're a new fucking player, Gotea is such a pushover. Just sheer fucking power scale that we currently now have. Crazy Dio. 1 AoE 1. How the fuck do I do 90 plus chat? At least the power creep in FGO is fairly reasonable. A little bit, right? A little bit. It's not like wildfire like other gacha games, but you can definitely see that it has crept season 1 shenanigans, which I'm perfectly fine with. I am seeing I'm going to have to build up Shelazard. What? Like if you're fighting against Gotea? If he has the same trait, right? If he has the same trait as King of Man, yeah, anybody that's like anti-king would be nice to have. It really just depends on your it really just depends on what you want to focus, right? Like what the fuck are you going to hard clear, right? Are you gonna hard clear with Art, Buster, Quick? Which one are you feeling? Because there is a different there is a different shenanigans for everybody else. Like you can do like double Merlin. You can do like double Merlin to oh, wrong one. Double Merlin to support her or her or her or her or her. She's quick, right? Yeah. I can't remember what she was. I gotta look that up. So remember Fire Emblem Heroes when it launched, every other banner was a new meta, made half the cast useless. That fucking sucks, dude. I do hate like the new gacha game, or at least a certain types of gacha games where when the new character comes, like every other character's meta or their relevance becomes obsolete because the entire game is just catered towards that said character. I do believe that's bullshit. I hate that shit, Dio. And liftoff. Mm-hmm. I do agree with that to an extent. Need someone who can do damage with arts. You got a lot. Unironically, you have a lot of arts damage, girl. Right? Like her, if you want a single target. If you want, it depends on what you want. If you want refund, right? If you want refund, that's definitely that. If you want to one-shot something with your alt, it'll be Tamamo, right? Like if you are a self-sustaining arts comp and you just need fucking firepower, or right, like unironically, Tamamo gives like 80% MP damage or some shit. It is disgusting. Okuni be like, I'm a nuke though. Yeah, Okuni. Yo, yeah, this with the Okuni combo would be disgusting. But at the same time, you can just do Okuni double Skadi if you want to do the quick comp scenario. Or what you can do is, where's that? She's a good quick support too, if I remember correctly. Alice would have been disgusting. Yeah, Alice is disgusting. You definitely like go crazy. 40 minutes? Indeed. I hope you guys are excited and hyped. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys supporting my stream. And thanks for coming to my stream. You guys are quite awesome for that. Definitely is gonna be waiver cast Tamamo for sure. Oh, nice. Okay, okay, I see that. There's no are you gonna like borrow a damage dealer? By the way, the MP shop is now open in JP. It looks like it's chaotic in 7 classes. Oh, it's we got a new mana prism. Nice. Feels good to get the new mana prism Diome. And it's the fucking Karudea man. Okay, chat. Okay. Okay. They've already been fucking cooking. Yeah, it does seem that it is a chaotic plus chaotic plus 7 class relevance. So this is our new mana prism for this month, chat, called the Man of Karudea, or the Karudea Man. So most likely we're gonna get him, right? Most likely we might get him as a gotchable servant. You never know. I'll never tell. Also, again, I need more DPS to build / borrow. Yeah, you probably need to. I mean, like I said, Okuni, right? Like a lot of people are ready to tussle and hustle the shell. So is it Solomon? No, it's just called Karudea Man, all right? It's a man of Karudea. So it's funny because he's notified as Karudea Man and not a Karudeus Man. So that's a very different distinction to nice to have, right? Karudea and Karudeus is 2 different distinctions. So what's the next gotcha man? That's right. Gotcha man, gotcha man. Wow, 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 wow. Gonna be busting out that gotcha man. Big Cinema will be in the final chapter. We get Artoria Avalon arrives to get Yakudo playing in her section. That would be pretty cool. But I mean, we're all reminder, chat. We're only getting a prologue, and we're figuring out who the Grand Caster is. We will not know about the main story just yet, because the prologue is going to be the TLDR of what the fuck is happening in this entire ordeal call, plus Ulgamuri quest, and then on top of that, we get a little bit of snippet of what the fuck is happening, and then we'll have final chapter with a Grand Caster getting in our way, quote unquote. the Sigma? But yeah, it does seem that everybody and their mom is cooking. Mr. 2 will be there, so make sure you guys excited for that. Make sure you guys bust out your Padorus. It is December 1st. It is Padoru time. You are free to Padoru as you speak. Padoru has been Padoru has been authorized. I repeat, Padoru has been authorized. wait, I know who's gonna be the Grand Cast. Hey, yo, you know? Yo, who could be? Who could be the Grand Caster, Dio? Grand Padoru. Sadly, Padoru can only be writer or a fucking berserker, if not a foreigner. It would be pretty lit to get extra class Padoru. Yes, sir. Extra class Padoru would go pretty fucking hard. Absol. We're about to learn soon enough, chat. About to learn today. コミケライズ版サムライラメントが角込みに出動されました。これまで知ったペースには Oh, nice! It's in Comic Walkers now! We get to read Fate Stay Remnant. Nice. Fate Stay Remnant is now officially on Comic Walker. I like that. I enjoy Comic Walker. Bum, bum. How much longer? We got about 35 minutes. Hoard your horses, my good friend. We're almost there. Take a drink. Take a piss. Take pride in your work and your efforts. Take a piss drink? True. Take a piss and a drink. It's gonna be Grand Padoru is gonna be crazy. Yes. It will be crazy, Dio. But yes, as I told you guys, Padoru is authorized. Speaking of Padoru, do I not fucking... Wait, where'd it go? Oh no, I do. I do have a Padoru emote. The fuck? That shit locked in 3 for some reason? I'm pretty sure that shit should not be locked in 3. What the fuck is wrong with me here? Let's see. Go to emote page. It is in tier 3. Let me move that to tier 1. Alright, congratulations, chat. We now have Padoro in T1. Refresh, reset, and spam to your heart's content. Spread it all around the world, Chatterino Cappuccino. I believe Padoro is now T1 sub. Yep. Usage of Padoro is officially authorized. It's time to spam Dio. Yeah, Zug, refresh to see if you can get the Padoro emote capabilities. Hey, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'll send you to Jesus. I don't know why the voice line thing is a little disabled. I gotta look into that again. I might have to reinstall the fucking thing to get it animated again. Yes, sir. Weird. I can only get this because that one is, I believe, follow exclusive. Actually, no. What the fuck? That is weird. I can only get this one. Oh, did you redeem? Did you redeem random emote? Let me set up the... Let me set up the point system here. Where the fuck do I find point system? What do you call that? The point system. Take me to manage rewards. Where is manage rewards? Huh? What the Sigma? Oh, there we go. Viewer rewards. Let's see. Enable channel points, manage power-ups, and whatever. Unlock a random sub emote. Enabled. Yeah, you should be able to unlock random ass emotes. Can you only do that once? I thought I made it so that you can infinitely do it. So if you have enough Dechi points, you can just get all my emotes. And technically, I believe Lazy is a T2 emote. Technically, you're winning. No, Lazy's still T1. I do wish that there's a way you can unlock more tier emotes if you like pay more points. Do you know the way? You can unlock Padoro with points? That's right. Unlock it. Get your Padorus. Got it? Twitch was bugging out. That's right. Spam the Padorus. Padoro usage is authorized. Refresh and start your Padoru spamming. My daughter Padoru will rule the FGO community, Dial. You gotta be a Twitch CEO to do that. Oh, true. I got a lot of points. I'm gonna spam them. I mean, technically, you can use points to edit my Padoru to whatever the fuck you want. But yeah, live stream's about 25 minutes-esque. Make sure you guys gotcha to your heart's content. Right now, they have a BB Dubai and Tino Tithram pickup. On top of that, they do have the Mana Prism shop refreshed and new CE. Oh, we're cooking, baby. We're cooking. Damn! Yo, my JP Prime Minister kind of based. I'm excited for this. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And if you got any questions, you got about 25 more minutes before you guys want to talk about some next level things. Next level titty things. We all should know that the Grandcaster's waiver. True. Grandcaster waiver dial. They do Anastasia DPS. I mean, Anastasia DPS is not bad. Anastasia herself is a very selfish, powerful girl. So with like double Castorio or with like double Tamamo comp, you really could just do some next level terror damage. What you would do probably would be like 1 Castoria, 2 Tamamo, and that should give you enough. Well, low key, you could just go double Tamamo and try to find like another MP, if not overcharge, to do more big dick damage. But at the same time, you should definitely find more DPS side of things for sure. And then just kind of like booty blast with Anastasia. It's most likely going to be single target. Most likely. Unless some fuckatry occurs, it'll most likely be single target. What about Grandcaster Seimei? It could work, but to be perfectly honest with you, Grandcaster Seimei, it's too late. It's too late for Seimei. It really is too late for Seimei, Dayo. Put that bitch over here. The fuck? You can do that? Yeah, I got a new fucking... I got a new script that I recently found that's so useful. So we can watch it like we're watching a video together, you know? Like we're watching a VOD. Took me 1K dupes, but I got the Padoru. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I appreciate you busting out the points in order to get the legendary Padoru. Hey, wait, hold up. Did any of you get timed out for spamming? Hold up. let's get one thing straight. Who got timed out for spamming? Not me? Okay. So you can spam your Padorus, but don't spam it too hard because I'm pretty sure Nightbot will smack you if you spam it super hard. I'm telling you to spam it, but I'm telling you to don't go too crazy. Because there is a difference between a sub spam and a non-sub spam. So be warned on that, chat. All right, my dear sparrows. How you doing, Tom? Salutations, brother. 5 million years. I'm doing swell. What about yourself? Welcome to you know, the visual video. Let's see. Let's tilt it so we can like see more, a little more, right? Like, this is pretty good. It's like we're watching a video together. Pretty lit. Or what I can do, right? What I can do is I can make this shit like this. Oh, wait. I can make this shit like this. And what I can do is I can make myself into a model